one of the things we forget to do in our industry, and I don't know why, I salute the contributors that have this legacy, this footprint that will never, ever, ever, ever die. Right? And you know, you have, how do I, you know, I can't even find the words because I'm so passionate about paying tribute and recognizing those who have changed the culture, and you know, you guys know where I'm coming from, right?
See.
And everybody should be saluted for their contribution, but then you also have the upper echelons.
Upper echelon, yeah, man.
Right? You have the ones that are super contributors.
Yeah.
Right? You have the ones who have changed the course of the music.
History.
Right? And changed the course of history. Now, understand what our music is, understand the journey of our music, and understand the contributions of some of the people. Now, some contributors basically just jumped on the bus and continue to gas the bus.
Right.
So if the bus I drive from Kingston got country, right? They jumped on that bus.
Yeah, man.
Right?
And ride the bus.
And then ride the bus, and the bus was able to have enough gas to make it all the way to the country because them gone and they contributed gas. But then you have the other contributors, and I hope you guys are following my analogy, right? Not only did they get on the bus, but them say, yo, not take that road there, we are take that road there, go our country. So you got those contributors that changed the route.
Yes.
Right? And those footprints is unmeasurable. You see my boss when me I go talk to now? Right? I'm going to call him my boss because I the boss this. Right? Them man ya change music where you can't deny. Their footprint is, me don't know. Them man ya footprint different. Jammys.
Oi.
What go on, father?
I'm there, Papa. I'm there, man.
Yo, me have to wake you up, brother, because with that beat some jamming song, and I say, no, man, me have to talk to the king. Me have to talk to the king.
No, me start sleep that. Me can't have you for talk to and sleep. Me not start sleep that. No, man, when you say I'm going to interview me, I send the thing, listen up. So me can't go my bed yet.
So talk to me, king. Like, what's going on? You know, how are you enjoying the music? I know the legacy is I don't know, man, because you and I, we don't have short conversations because there's so much to talk about every time I talk to you. Let's start with the music and when you got in, you know, and what things were like when you got in. What year did you start?
Producing.
Well, what year did you get into music? Forget about producing.
Okay, music. 1962. 1962, I had my own sound system.
Wow.
So the sound system came before the music, before the producing?
Long before. Way before the music came. Way before the music.
Way before the music. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So what allowed you to go from having, at the time it was Prince Jamming, correct? Prince Jamming, correct?
Yeah, Prince Jamming, yeah. Yeah.
And
I'll tell you something, when I had my first sound, it was just Jammys hi-fi. And then when I became an engineer now at King Tubby's, Bonnie Lee gave me the name Prince Jammy. And when I moved up in the rank and Tubby's died, you know, they gave me King.
They gave you the King. So it was progression then. You had to prove yourself along the way.
Definitely. And I did do so.
Now, what made you start to produce for yourself, though? What made you say, boy, the sound system thing is okay, but I want to be a producer?
But I tell you this now, it's Bonnie again, because I used to be the engineer, and I used to engineer for most of the producers then in Jamaica that used to come to Tubby's, right? So producing all this time, I got some experience, and Bonnie said to me, Johnny, you can't just mix and engineer and have sound. You can produce some tune to cause more time I go to England, but I make you come with me. So I just say, all right, and say, make you some rhythm, you know. And, you know, and give him some rhythm. And then we go in a studio to him, do a studio, and we make some rhythm too. That was when I was going to make a Black Hole album. So we built some rhythm, and because the Black Hole group, now they came from my Waterhouse, we used to hang out on the same corner and everything like that. That's why I'm going to start with them and I'm going to try with them, you know. And we did the first album.
So Black Hero was your first project ever then, as a producer?
First album.
First album.
Yes.
How well did that album do at that time?
Well, at that time, it didn't do much because when I went to England, only took me to England with him too. And I did a little business with Count Shelley. Remember Count Shelley? He had third world record at the time in England. And he said to me that, Jammys, that LP are bad, them boy I can't sing. But you know what? This album is before the time. You know, when I'm singing, I don't go on, but them bad. Anyway, I'm going to get a little thing and put it out. So he did release it, but it never go on a big way, but people still know the group through that album releasing. So a couple years later now, Green Sea opened them thing, and they were buying records, like press records. So when I went to England in 79, I went and I sold them some records because I'm just opening shop. So I'm saying, it's Union Jammys, all right. We're going to start releasing things ourselves. We have a labeling, so I don't want you know, come license some things. Anyway, they called me now when I came back to Jamaica and asked me if the Black Hole album is available. Because by this time they heard it. They say it's available. I say yes, because by that time I took it back from Shelley. Because the license was up, the contract was up. And I said, I can try Green Steve. Green Steve and promote it big. And boy, I tell her, it take off.
So
you know?
The album took off years later.
Yeah, years later. So that's when people really get, and then time now, like just after card, Black Hole.
Who else did you get to record in your long history, Jammy, before we talk about some modern day things? Who are some of the icons and veterans?
Wayne Smith.
Wayne Smith.
Travelers. Johnny Asberg. Enough artists, man. Enough artists. John Noel, Greg Reiser, Ken Booth, all of them. Right now, I tell you something. I have 2 albums with Ken Booth, so I never released it. And that's from the 80s.
Over the years, were you able to keep all of your recordings? Like, you know, do you still have everything that you've done?
Well, nobody in this industry do have them things safe like me, Chin. Remember me tell you that. Chris, hey, big up Chris from VP. Big up Chris from VP, my virgin. You know what, Chris tell me all the while. So, Jammy, I know so when we ask if you're tuning in, I get it Chris. Because I have everything them locked. It took me 7 years to run all of my analog to digital, and we don't run everything yet.
Wow.
We have a couple more levers.
So you still have some good music to come then?
But look here, Chin, if we have good music to come, then Jammys not still make music, man.
That's what I'm saying. You still have some good music to come, and you're supposed to have music with artists that's no longer with us as well, correct?
Of course. We have artists with Dennis Brown, Nitty Gritty, all of them artists, Delroy Wilson.
Wow.
You have artists, we have two with them artists there. But you what now? You have to leave some for me, you them. You have to make them come get the push start too.
Give me a bomb for that. Give me a bomb for that. Hold on, King. Yes, I. People, you see how the big man them in the business talk? You see how the big man them in the business talk? He has catalogs of music that he can release now, but him say no. Leave them for him, youth them. Some youth them can build a legacy behind his legacy.
Yeah, man. Definitely, Chin. I said going to the family, you know. Remember, I said, the whole of my youth them in the business too, you know.
Yeah.
The whole of my youth them a producer, musician, engineer, you know. John, Baby G, Jam 2, CJ. All of them. Them have their own labels, you know.
Wow.
That is sweet.
So again, those of you who are just tuning in, I'm speaking to the king, right?
And I tell you something, it progressed on to the grand them too, you know. Because Projects is my grandson, you know.
Oh, wow.
Projects is John's son, you know. My grandson.
So would he be your first grandchild that is in the business?
The first grandson not the first one that's in the business. But it's more than one in the business, but he's the one that is excelling now. You know?
Okay. That should make you feel really proud.
Very proud, very proud. And even Baby G, my son, the dreadlocks Rasta man there. If you listen to the Dennis Brown and Friends album, you know, I have Baby G I do a song for it, and I have Jammys projects I do a song for it, you know.
Wow.
And you understand?
And I hear that you still voicing dub plates every now and again as well.
Yeah, man. you mean for my sound?
Yes.
I don't stop by dub plate for my sound. I never stop.
I was watching an interview one time with Chronics in Europe or something, and they asked him who has the most dubs. Who has the most dubs with Chronics, and I thought he was gonna say some other sound, and he said, "Oh, that has to be Jammys." I said, "The King still have ice dub."
Yeah, man. You mean, man. Hey, look here. Chill, I can tell you something. They have exclusive Chronics, and Johnny has been no man can play. I have Chronics with some artists, so no man can play. Because I know. You see that tune you have? Johnny has been that tune exclusive for me.
See.
So I just chop it up and put Chronics tonight, you know. You understand? Yes, man. We have very exclusive things, man.
For those of you who just tuning in, I'm speaking to the King. The King.
Yeah, man.
When we speak about the King, this are the King, right? King Jammy. And you know, I'm always so happy to speak to you, King, because you know, you have done so much. Everything where we have, and when we say we have, you know, I talk about me, I talk about my generation. You help we get that. Are you help we get that?
Definitely.
You understand? Providing us with music, giving us an understanding of producing, also giving us that understanding of the sound system culture. Because you big in both areas. You know what I mean?
And it's a honor for you to say that, you know, Chin, because enough man don't really feel away there, you know.
No, brother.
But you know, it don't bother me because me just do my work.
No,
you know?
Anybody that don't feel that way, King, they're living in a denial.
Yeah.
True.
Fact is facts. And you know, and when the fact is the fact, just face the fact. The King is responsible for so much things in our culture that we came and inherited, and we built upon it in order to be where we are. So
all right, one thing I have to say. You see? One thing I have to say. All the things strengthening with him is done.
Boy, must be 40 years.
I was about to say 40.
1985. Check from 1985.
I was about to say 40 years.
About 40 years, almost 40 years.
All right, and look here now. There's no hot dance can keep no party with that no play. No.
All right.
Which is true.
For real.
That's to show you how me think when me produce something there.
Let me ask you this though. Would you say that rhythm changed the dancehall space?
It definitely changed it. That was one of the first dancehall rhythm. I mean, in my time when we made that 1985, we call that rhythm a dancehall rhythm. That was the one drop rhythm. You know?
And
so we call it a dancehall rhythm. And that's when dancehall really come in big.
That also changed your career, don't it? Changed your life, don't it? Tell the truth.
Definitely.
Listen,
let me name ring like bell all over the world.
See that?
I love it.
Yo, well, listen, I want to let people know that, and again, this is why I'm telling you that Jammys is worthy of all applause, worthy of all, you know, praises, right? We don't just call him the King because of his era, but we call him the King because he is the King. He's the reigning king, right? Jammys is still in the studio, right? He's still producing, and he's working with all type of artists. Some don't want to feel like Jammys just work with the people from his age group, but he's also working with the younger artists as well, right? I came across this project, right, with Spice's son, Spice and her son, and I understand that you did the dub mix for it. Yeah, man.
I'll tell you something. I did a vocal mix and a dub mix.
Wow.
But I think they're going to use the dub mix because I'm the dub master. You know?
Wow.
But I'll tell you something, I think. That was a special mix, you know, because it was the alone mix that song. John put upon that and fingerprint. And Shemo, my engineer, my bring, him fingerprint upon that too. So the three of us collaborate and do that mix because I said to myself, why Spice, I go on with big things now. I mean, I get a boost, I get a strength. So Neil called me, I just put in a punch. You know what I mean? Me and John and Shemo just going to the studio and just create a mix there.
I have the mix and I want to play it for everybody, but before I play the mix, right, I want you to explain to those who really don't know, what's the difference between a dub mix and a regular 45 that's put out, you know, for purchase or for play? What's the difference?
Well, a regular 45 is mostly vocal. You know what I mean? Sometimes I drop out some little instrument and thing. But this now is a special dub mix where we sit in the studio, spur the moment to create it, put in all the effects, you know, everything like that. Drop out the device sometime, check it out back, echo it to it. We just create that mix. That's a dub mix, to create it from ground come up and with the effects and the excitement.
It's crazy because for those of you who have not gotten the choice, like I've got to see the King do this live
At work.
Yeah, I got to see him do it live because at one time, King, you were touring with your son and you guys were mixing live in the dance hall, like
live all over, even on the cruise there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jamdos.
Yeah, man, I saw you guys on the cruise and you were mixing it live. So think about
all
this,
over
people.
Europe. We'll go all over Europe, Japan, all about the mix.
Think about the experience, right? So a lot of us is used to, like, you know, going to a dance hall and, you know, the sound, I play some dub plate, I play some 45s. But what Jammy and his son was doing was basically coming with the, what were you playing?
Yeah, because you know what? We carry a multi-track.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say, yes.
We have the multi-track out to track them out. Every instrument on different tracks. We tie what we want to tie together and push it through the board and we just mix live.
Live.
Wow.
So you listen to some song, sometimes you hear some vocal, then you hear another instrument come in and another instrument. So Jammys was basically turning songs that you would normally hear into songs that you say, yo, the first time I hear this. You know what I mean? But
I'm an exclusive mix.
it was wicked. But you were playing mostly Jammys material, correct?
Well, Jammys sound don't have to be nobody else's material. Because we have so much hit.
Big like that. I love it.
We don't have to touch nobody's material unless I want to turn the material.
I love it. Let me give the people...
Why, Chin, you make Mama Rich laugh a while ago, man.
Heal up, Mama, for me, man. Jah no stop.
Yeah, man. That big up. Yeah.
Listen, I respect what you do so much, man. And every time I get to talk to you, I just want to say thank you. And I use this platform to let people also understand the work that you and other people put in as well.
So, Chin, what you want to tell me, sir? Done interview done already?
No, we are talking about, brother.
Oh,
we are talking about, brother.
No way make me see out.
Right, you have the man up later, you quick. No, man.
No, man, don't say that. Right? Those of you who just locked in, I'm talking to King Jammys, man. And listen, anytime him and I get into a conversation, it can last forever. But it can never be boring.
To be continued. Most of the time.
It could never be boring. Jammy, I want to play this. I want to play the original Spice version for those who are out there. And I want to tell people about this track, right? So here is what the whole basis is. And I applaud Spice for this as well. So this effort is a song that Spice put out with her 14-year-old son, right? The name of the song is called Popo. Video was shot, top video. Some great professional video people, big name video people shot the video in Atlanta as well. And it is basically a mother preparing or talking to her son about this police and encounters with police, something that is definitely a conversation that we should all be having in our communities with our black children, right? The song went out. I was reading that Spice was saying that her son wanted to get into the music, and this was the project that they basically came up with. So take a listen to this, and then I will then give you the Jammys touch. Right? But I want you guys to hear the original because you're not going to be able to appreciate Jammys touch unless you hear the original track, right? So this is the original track, Spice and her son. This one is called Po-Po, which is what we, the street slang for police, right? Turn up your radios loud, man. Jammy, King Jammy's on the phone, and we're going to have a nice conversation.
Me not just see pony, when you see the blue light, so we get the car, you white. The police in the sight, we not trust the blue light. Get pulled over, you have to pray for see another daylight. Black people get a fight, either dead or indict. Call the government, call the president. We need a law to reinvent, to represent, and to prevent the killing of the innocent man.
Woo!
Hold on, let me play it again. 718-554-8598 is that number in studio. Turn up your radios loud.
No matter if you're black or you're white, the police in the sight, we not trust the blue light. Get pulled over, you have to pray for see another daylight. Black people get a fight, either dead or indict. Call the government, call the president. We need a law to reinvent, to represent, and to prevent the killing of the innocent man, no man, adolescent. Cause black life matter, we are no accident. We not trust the pony.
Love it.
Equality, them see we as a quantity. Them kill from city to city, but no police brutality. And after such a history, them still have the audacity. Free treat to with docility, them no protect community.
Black man hold your sanity, keep a strong mentality. A full time we get clarity, crush them with solidarity. We no have security, with no assurity.
Turn it up!
And drop it, too much police conspiracy. Call the government, call the president. We need a law to reinvent, to represent, and to prevent the killing of the innocent man, woman, adolescent.
So that was the mix before Jammys touched it, right? And you guys remember earlier in the conversation, the king said that he's the dub king, right? And he explained to you what dub mixing is all about, right? So this project fell in the hands of the king, and the king has transformed it into what we now know as a dub mix, right? Take another listen to the same song, After, Touch by the Hands of the King.
Me not just see pow pow, the pow pow. When you see the blue light, so we get a pow pow. Me not just see pow pow,
ouch!
the pow
The
pow.
ears?
When you see the blue
Ouch!
light, so we
Beloved!
get a pow pow.
Life should no matter if you're black or you're white. The police in the sight, we don't trust the blue light. Get pulled over, you have to pray for see another daylight. Black people get a fight.
Why? Wicked!
I told you he's the king. I told you he's the king, right?
That's gonna mash up.
Beloved!
Play it again. Shouts to everybody locked in. I'm speaking to King Jammys on the phone, introducing you to a brand new dub mix.
Me not just see pow pow, the pow pow. When you see the blue light, so we get a pow pow. Me not just see pow pow, the pow pow. When you see the blue light, so we get a pow pow.
Life should no matter if you're black or you're white. The police in the sight, we don't trust the
Yeah,
blue
the echo.
light. Get pulled over, you have to pray for see another daylight. Black people get a
Watch
fight.
her jump out now.
Watch it.
No, sir.
Wicked, wicked.
Retreat to in hostility, them no protect community.
Nah, man, this not normal, brother.
He's the king, man.
This not normal.
Jammy, this bad, me not tell the lie, king.
It's more than bad, it's bad about it. Bad this.
Thing they make man face screw up and bend up on them thing there. You know them way there.
I could feel, I could feel you having fun with this project, man. I could feel it, Jammy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You feel the feelings, I mean, right?
Yes,
you know,
yeah, man.
I feel it, and people who love dub, this is gonna go at the top of their list. You know, for those of you who don't know, there's like a whole dub market. You know, you have people that just go to these big festivals and these shows just for people to do what Jammys has done. Yeah. You know, I mean, they're not gonna do it as well as Jammy, but you know what I mean. So it's a whole big thing. Jammy, talk to me about the project. Give us a little bit more understanding about the project.
Well, when we just hear the recording, I fell in love with it. John fell in love with engineer Shemo. So boy, I have to do a wicked job on this cause, you know, competition out the road. Understand? So we have to show them our print. Our print last. So we just get into the studio, and as I told you before, we never plan nothing like we rehearse, no mix or nothing. We just balance the song and we say, come brother, throw it up on the board and we'll deal with it. You know? And we just collaborate and do the right thing. And that's the end product of that.
Wow.
Great is great, man.
Yes. This is like, again, people, speaking to King Jammys, right? By the way, 718-554-8598. Those of you who might want to call in, right? It's not every day we get to speak to the king.
Nah, man.
Dub mix for Spice's new song featuring her son, right? It's called Popo, and it's basically just addressing, you know, life as, you know, black youth and what they have to face when they leave our...
And I tell you something, you know. I must note this here too. This song was mixed. I don't know if you know that I just went through a big surgery, you know. A very serious surgery, you know. Triple bypass surgery, I just take with it.
You know, King, I wanted to ask you about it, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. So now that you brought it
man,
up,
you mean, man, then God no save me, I met me there, man. So I'm not talk about and give praises, man.
Sin. Yeah,
man.
When I got
this song mix is after I come out of the hospital and mix it, and I never start go back to the studio for work and everything, you know. And this song draw me out and carry me down there, you know. Remember me tell you that.
Wow. Well, so you're supposed to be recovering then. You're supposed to be resting.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be even now, I'm supposed to be resting. But well, you know what, go.
Find yourself back in the studio.
Instead to me say, well, I may give you extra strength, you know. So you will do. Just make use of it, you know.
Little more time.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So me just deal with it, you know.
Listen, when I heard what was going on, I had my fingers and toes and everything crossed because we've just been getting disappointment after disappointment with our you know our fraternity, and you know I'm glad that you know we're having this conversation. Let's just say that I'm so happy that you and I are having this conversation right now. So again, man, big up for the work and you know thanks for everything.
Man.
And
I respect and I just want to respect and bless up everyone right. You know, contribute towards my surgery. You know, who give blood for me. Who pray for me, the doctor them, and everybody who work for me, you know what I mean? Because you want no, it's not an easy thing, you know, and guess what, no. Me did prepare for going at this, you know. That is one of the things what carry me through good, you know. I'm a pray enough. I'm a prepare, because I say, you know what, I want way out, you know. God now make me go now, because I have enough more work for me, though. You know? The people are not really hear everything on me to do yet. So, in the carry me through, you know what I mean? I'm a give thanks every day and praise him.
I'm so glad that he did carry you through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's you know, and again, I've also heard that because of what you went through, you have started to become somewhat of an activist for people taking care of themselves. Yeah.
But the art, mostly the musician and the artists them, because you know we're kind of putting together a plan for affordable health care for mostly heart in Jamaica, because I'm mostly heart and stroke on them to kill people, in Jamaica,
Stroke.
The musician them,
See.
The musician them, You understand? Because musicians don't really have money and time to go check themselves and all them things there. They just got you on the seat and the thing. So, myself and the doctors, people who run the hospital, Art Institute of the Caribbean, we're putting a thing together to service all our music industry.
I'm so glad to hear that, one, that you have recovered, but two, that you also can be an example, because I know that so many of your peers in the music look up to you, that if the king say you need to go get this checked out, because of what me just got through, a lot of them may go do it. So definitely.
I tell you something, my little son Bounty Killer was the first one who came on board and said, "Okay, Father King, a good thing I go with on board,
Same.
You understand?
Same.
And all others are follow, because we're going through the Musician Association and all, and get membership and all. We're going through jams and all the rest of Jerry and all them people,
Nice.
You
go through that.
You are definitely the person to lead that march. I think that there will be a lot of success based on who you are and the respect that people have for you. And I want to say this also before it slips my mind. Look out for Jammys dub album coming in March.
Just tell about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
King Jammys destroyed the virus.
King.
Hey, Chin, you have to be articulate. You have to be articulate in music business. If you want your business to thrive and thrive for long, this thing is not a thing where you just get up and make a tune and just don't put no excitement behind it. You have to do all of that, especially dub albums. As I said before, dub albums is this thing where you have to excite it. Even the name came to me. So the coronavirus was about. They say, no, all these years I make dub album and we put, when me and scientists make dub album, we invade the space invaders and all kind of thing. No, it's the right time to make a dub album. King Jammys destroy the virus.
Yeah,
King
man.
Jammys destroys the virus.
Serious.
Yeah,
man. That's
the virus takes time going. Look like me really destroy it. You can take time going.
Yeah, man.
Ah, man.
By March, it's gone.
Since I got you, and I got to take this opportunity because I don't know if the news have reached you where you are in Jamaica, but
yeah, man. Me one of the first. I'm Mr. Denry, man. Me tell me about.
No, well, I want to talk to you about Delroy too. So let's talk about Delroy before we talk about Briggy, right?
Yeah.
You heard the news with about Delroy.
Yes.
Did you work with him at all?
Delroy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, first I'm check with him son when I'm coming to Jamaica. Yes, so we have farm beside each other in September.
Okay.
He have a farm over the land and I have a farm over the side there. So we link every time. We stop on me every Saturday man when I go to my farm and we pray. And then we go out there.
So you guys did have a great relationship.
Yeah, man, very great relationship. Me and the kids, everybody, we were like family.
And did you work with the Heritage Band or not really?
Yeah, reminds me of the first LP of Jamaica, man.
Oh, what was the name of that one?
Well, I don't remember the name. I tell the truth.
but
I plan to dig it up back and remix it and do it. I have a couple of tunes and never go up on the album too.
Are you working with any new artists?
Well, I had a new artist before I went to the hospital and, but I start doing no work yet. But I have new work with him.
You have new
interest in him, interest.
Interest, okay. What? How are you feeling? Well, because I have this big crowning coming up here in New York, right? I don't know if the news came to you yet, but we are crowning Brigadier Jerry the General. We're doing a red, green, and gold crowning for him because of his contribution to the the early growth of the music, right, and in the dancehall space.
Yeah, man, that is great.
Yeah, and can you believe that he's never been awarded before? I didn't even know this.
Well, my mind tell me, because I never really seen him in the business long time. I never really seen an award that come to him,
Have you ever, well, in the dancehall space, I'm sure that you guys has crossed path. Or is there a relationship there with you and Briggy? Is it somebody that you respect in talent?
Virgin, man.
Seen.
Virgin, man. I know Briggy from long years ago back.
Seen. Were there any Brigadier Jerry's on Jammins, or it never got that far?
No, never got the sub because Brigade did go away far and you know.
See, but your respect for him is there.
Yeah, definitely. See. Every time, because listen now, you see Tonto is like Brigadier himself, like I'm a Brigadier aspire. You know what I mean? And him take up the whole of Brigade style. You know, I'm a Brigade, you know, Brigade charisma and all them things there. So Tonto and Brigade very close. See. But I know one night, you know, I was playing the sound in my yard. It was my birthday. I will lock off the sound, you know. I expect Brigade to come. We will lock off the sound, no car time done. We will lock off the sound. Brigade just come. Brigade say we have to sing about the sound. Brigade say we have to sing about the sound. I was sing about the sound and start playing. I tell the man, code, everybody will come out back in them pajamas. Yeah, boy.
Boy. So, again, you, the king, feels that it's a well-deserved crown for Brigadier Jerry. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, man, definitely. I feel so that's right. Right now, Brigadier creates so much, you know, so much listenership in the whole business. That a man want a Brigade cassette back in the days of cassette, and a man want a Brigade CD now. You know what I mean?
Same.
So, for Brigade get a crown, it's a big honor that, I tell you.
Boy, listen, if I could, you know, if everyone, I would love everyone to live long enough for us to be able to honor everyone.
Everybody, definitely.
Yeah, man. Yes. And even though, and I'm gonna say this, and hopefully we could bring this to a reality, King. And I know that you're already the king, but one of these days in the near future, I would love to have that opportunity to crown the Jammys, the king.
Boy.
Yes. Because the king can't have too much crown.
Man, as much crown as him want.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
So yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, man. You know me open up for that anytime. You know?
Yeah, man. We got, because here's the thing, Jammy. I want to celebrate you in modern day times.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to only talk about when you were celebrated 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. But I want or decades ago. I want to celebrate you in this time, right? So let's talk about that, man. Jammins is also a solid part of our dancehall experience. You know what I mean? Foundation, the amount of artists that you brought to the forefront and turned them into superstars and give them because Jammins came in like a school. The man them got Jammins yes. and turned stars afterwards. So from Jammins Sound, they went into the studio and they got these big records. Then eventually they became international artists. But a lot of it started with you.
Of course.
And if you look at it today, Chin, to the day, we can't left out the rhythm them.
Yeah, you can't
we still use the same rhythm them. Where the general put out them from them time till now. And them fresh like back then. Yeah, man. So I mean, it can't happen.
Listen, Jammy, we could talk forever. We're about to reach the top of the hour. But again, remind people that the album is coming out. That's March 18th. Jammys Kills the Virus. Is that King Jammys Kills the Virus?
Destroy the virus.
Destroys the virus.
I'll tell you something. One you should look out for too, you know, Chin, is the Greg Riders and Friends LP. That finished already, that mass and everything already.
Is this new Gregory Isaac?
New Gregory Isaac. Some of them are old Gregory Isaac from the dust off. Okay. And revitalize them.
Wow.
And all of some young artists now upon it.
Woo!
Wicked.
Did you name that album?
I mean, young artists have the name now. Shaggy upon it.
Oh,
Sean Paul upon it. So, you know it go. Bounty Killer upon it.
But are you name with your name still, so?
Takadi must upon it too.
Yeah, wow.
No artists upon it.
Wow. What's the name of that album? Oh, you said Gregory and Friends.
No, it's not Gregory and Friends is the proper name, but I just said Gregory and Friends. Return of the Cool Ruler, I think.
Return of the Cool Ruler. So you still,
I think that's
you're still working, man. King.
Well, Carter can give you some more information on that one, you know.
All right.
Because it's them named the album.
Listen, I am so proud of you, proud of what you've done, Proud of what you're still doing in and out of the sound clash thing or the sound system thing, in the producing. Hopefully we can come together. And you know, me and you, we will come together.
Yeah, man.
And we will make it happen, my brother.
But before I go, I just want to big up my grandson, Julian, from Jersey there. And big up Jawan, Taki, all of my virgin them in New York. You know? All of them remember. Catherine, Randy, all of them remember. Kevin, you know, all of them remember. I just saw. I love in the same way. And Danny, big up yourself.
Listen, King, thank you so much for giving me your time. So much.
You're welcome, sir. Every time. Anytime you want to call me before the end of the time, I'm ready.
All right.
Big up.
Heal up mama for me again, you know. Give thanks here, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. We do that. Respect.
Yes.
All right.